Hello, everybody. Um, I want to talk about death and what's beyond the black curtain of space. We have a little wisdom here. It's a free book that we can get at the local grocery stores. It's all about spiritual stuff, and all that. Spirituality. And of course, that's why I want to talk about death. I was also watching on Netflix Torchwood, the first season. And I just seen the second episode about the hand of life. Actually, it's a hand of life and death. It's like a glove that they put on, and the wearer can animate a dead person and actually find out who killed him. Yeah, Torchwood science fiction. The glove kind of came in from a rift in time and space. Someone shot it. Anyways, and it got me thinking. And then afterwards, I actually put it on a show on the History Channel too. And talking about ancient aliens. And it got me thinking. What is death? What happens when we die? Is it nothing? Or do we just stop living in one point in time and space and reemerge in another point of time and space without no recognition of what goes on between the two, between the now and the later. Is it like that? Is there really a heaven? Or is what we think of as heaven something that the brain does when it's shutting off? The physical brain, not the mind. Because I don't think the mind can die. The mind is like the spirit of the brain, and therefore the spirit of us. But I don't know, if we were advanced enough, could we actually tap into these separate moments of time and space? Because a while back, couple years ago, I had open heart surgery, and I was out, and in stories like in this magazine, Wisdom magazine, and other magazines, and that guy who got hit by lightning and came back, he saw, people all see visions. But I didn't see any vision. It's like I fell asleep at one moment and woke up at another moment. I have no idea what happened in between. I didn't rise out of my body. At least I have no conscious memory that I rose out of my body looking down at the doctors. Maybe I did and I don't have conscious, maybe there was other things going on in that operating room that it's hidden from my my conscious memory. Or then again, maybe, death is just going to sleep in one place and waking up someplace else. Maybe another place that's still in the physical, but, in like some other realm or something like that. I don't know. And none of us really knows what is on that other side. None of us, we don't really know. We don't know if Dana and Brinkley or the others are telling the truth. Maybe those stories are just, science fiction. I mean, I watch stories like Doctor Who and Torchwood and Millennium, Star Wars. I mean, there's all sorts of good science fiction writing out there. Maybe this is just a piece of science fiction writing that they couldn't publish in science fiction, so they put it into this other category. So, what is, none of us really know what is on the other side. Even though we spend our life wondering what's on that other side, instead of just enjoying our lives and living our lives and waiting for the moment when we move from one moment of space-time to another moment of space-time. I mean, that's what I think happens. I think it's just traveling. I mean, pretty much all we do is travel in space and time. And maybe if we have, if we're, what's the word? Smart enough? I don't want to say smart enough. Clever enough? Imaginative enough? Spiritual enough? Whatever spirituality means. I mean, it means so many different things to so many different people. And religion and spirituality are just wrapped all within death. It's wrapped up in death. You can't have religion or spirituality without death, without thinking of death. Whether you go to a church or a Wiccan meeting or going to the mosque or the temple or any of these things. And we spend our lives thinking that what we know is true. But do we really know? Is it worth spilling blood over an idea that could be wrong? Imagine if we actually worked together to try and figure it out, have discussions and really probe into sacred materials and find the truth that's really there. Or maybe, meditation, whatever. Or delve deeper into physics. as because we could find the answers to death in physics, in quantum physics. Because, I mean, after all, isn't our mind, not our brain, but our mind, isn't our mind a quantum event? Energy and information. Just a bunch of quantum events going over through our physical brain. I don't know, makes you think. Now, maybe strange talking about death, but is it really strange? Is it any stranger than going to a church Saturday, Sunday, Monday, whenever your day of worship is? Praying. Why do we, as a human species, with our intellect, want to know what's on the other side of life? Why? Why do we want to know? Maybe the simple answer is just because we don't know. We're always going into the unknown. And that gets me to the other point of this, the black curtain of space. And what I think of as the black curtain of space, when you look up in the night sky, because it's easier at night because the sun's not out, the sun's not reflecting or refracting or whatever it does to the atmosphere, so we see the blue, because that's just a reflection or refraction, something like that. But at nighttime we don't have that, so we can actually see the sky as it really is. And we see all these little points of light, but what is all this black space? Is it like a curtain? If we can travel far enough to a point where we break through the curtain to another reality, the true reality, or maybe it would be this reality. I don't know. Or maybe maybe it's a place we go after death. I'm always wondering about stuff. Always interested in watching shows on the History channels or the Smithsonian channels. Checking out YouTube videos about things I have no idea of, but I just want to know. Because I just want to know. It's... And if we could find out what is after death or on the other side of that black curtain, would it make a difference? Would it make a difference how we live our lives? Because, look at some of the wonders that we have out there. We have the internet. That's a miracle in itself. I can send this video wirelessly to 1,000,000 different computers. That'd be nice if I could actually get 1,000,000 views. You know, still working up to that number. You know, what does one have to do to get 1,000,000 views? You know, do people actually have to act like an idiot to get 1,000,000 views? You know, why can't a video like this of just me talking get 1,000,000 views? Let's try it. Let's try that experiment. You know, if you're watching this video, send this video to other people. Put it on your Facebook. Put it on your Twitter. Put it in your favorites. Send it out an email to at least one other person. And if everybody did that, this little simple video would actually make it to 1,000,000. 1,000,000 hits. And it's not me acting stupid or crazy or any of those other things. It's just me talking. Spending 16 minutes, 17 minutes, or however long this video ends up becoming. That would be an experiment. It's an experiment that we could do. Because the other experiments we can't. You know? We can't really know what's on the other side of death. Or the other side of the black curtain. It's just a thought experiment. Meditating. But then again, way back in time, there were thinkers, mathematicians, that actually figured out that there were other planets in the solar system before we could actually see it. So maybe we can figure out death and what's on the other side of that black curtain if we just keep thinking about it. Because then again, you know, it says that in the Bible and other sacred texts, as a man thinketh, so is he. Or she. Or both. Anyways. I don't know what else to say. But it's just been fun thinking about this. You know? When was the last time you thought of death? You know? It's probably a lot sooner than you realize. I mean, you don't have to be crazy enough to actually take your life, because that would just be stupid. You know, why would anyone do that just to prove a scientific experiment? You know, it just, you know, especially if you can't come back afterwards, you know. But in thought, pondering, maybe that's why we have poetry and song. You know, because it's in poetry where we connect somehow to a higher aspect, whether it be a higher aspect of ourself or a collective self, or just the realm of God. You know, and that's the other thing. We can't really understand the concept of God. You know? You know, when I say visualize God, what pops into your head? You know? Is it God? Maybe part, but not fully. Same thing with infinity. You know? Imagining something that just continues forever and ever and ever. Can we really fathom that? You know, maybe in our truest states, we can. You know, we're infinite beings. You know, because there is a theory that we're all energy, and energy cannot be destroyed, only reshaped. And we come back reshaped. We come back with a new body, new brain, you know, still with the connections. We go to sleep in one life and wake up in another. What are your views about death, about the black curtain, about God, about infinity? So, in addition to trying to get this little simple video of just me talking to 1 million hits, you know, it'd be nice if we could get a little conversation going in the comments below, you know, on this. You know, and maybe just by talking about it, thinking about it, we'll come up with some other ideas. I don't know. Sure fun to think about. Have you thought about death recently? Not killing yourself, just, you know, or about the black curtain. I love my picture here. Oops, right there. Yeah, it's right there. I bought that a while back at a place where they sell posters. I like that picture. Let's see if I can, you know, that didn't have a name, but I entitled it, for me, that's the Lady of the Universe. You know, if you could actually see that closer, you would see that there is little fairies. She's even got a little fairy in her hand standing up. You know, and there's the waterfall, the space, the planets. You know, I feel like a weatherman. So, hope you enjoy my picture here of the Lady of the Universe and my discussion. You know, I mean, if we think of the Earth Mother, what about the Goddess of the Universe? The Lady of the Universe. So anyways, 24 minutes. If you're watching this video, send it to at least one person. And that person, send it to at least one person. And I just want to see if I could take this video to 1 million views. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Thank you for listening and watching. And as I always say, stay creative in the magic of life.